Hey, Statesmen Nation. I'm here with head football coach, Coach Hafner, and today we're going to be previewing the 2022 football season. How you doing today, Coach Haf?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, can't complain.
Good.
Let's get right into it. Today, let's talk about the recap of last season. Just go in depth of how you felt the team performed, if they met some expectations or not.
Well, obviously, as a coaching staff and as a football program, I don't think we were anywhere close to our expectation. Our expectation is to put a championship caliber football team on the field every single year. We had some struggles early on. We struggled with some injuries early on, and it just didn't seem like we ever got into a very good rhythm with our team chemistry and some things like that. We had two really good wins at the end of the season, which gave us a little bit of life and gave us some good energy moving into recruiting. But we want to win championships here, and in order for us to do that, we had to get better in recruiting, and we think we have.
Okay. Next question for you before we get into the team and everything that's going on in the fall camp. Let's talk about the new additions you have at the coaching staff positions, offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. There's different things going on in the program.
Well, at the end of the season, we talked about just now about not meeting expectations. And, as the head football coach of this program, it's my job to make sure that this team and this university is proud of what we put on the field each and every week. And I think, some very hard decisions had to be made, and it was time for us to make some changes on offense and defense. We're very fortunate that Coach Jake Wareheim came to us from Southwestern Oklahoma State University, is our offensive line coach and our offensive coordinator. And Jake brings a lot of intensity and a lot of really good energy and some very good ideas and some changes that have taken place are because of him. Coach Byers comes to us from a fringe university in Kansas where he was the defensive coordinator and for half of last season was the interim head coach. So he has, experience in a multi levels. And so I think more than anything, it was just the energy and the excitement that these changes brought that have really drawn our team close together. And this preseason has been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, well, let's get into the team a little bit. Let's talk about the offensive side of the ball for a minute. Just go through the roster: quarterback, running back, wherever you see fit.
Very good. And I think with what the changes that we've made, I think it's going to start up front. We're only going to be as good as the guys are up front. With Dylan Weimer returning, you have Cameron Carnes at guard and Logan Myers at center. You have Cooper Brunson at right tackle right now with Nico Robinson. Potentially going to be able to play multiple spots. You have Tate Larkin, who returns from last year, coming back from an injury, and we have some really good young players that we feel are going to be able to help us, and provide quality depth. You have Tanner Boston, who's been out of football for a little bit, but is a really good football player, and some young guys like Jalen Chappell and Nick Fouts and guys like that are going to provide some depth and good experience for them to be able to travel and be a part. At the quarterback position, you have Emilio Monsivas. He's a grad transfer from Southwestern College in Kansas, and Sterling Ramsey, who's going to be a freshman quarterback from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Those two young men are right now battling for the number one spot, and we would feel good if we had to play a game if either one of them were out there. We're blessed with that right now, and I think that there's no definite one and two. Those two guys are both ones in my eyes right now. It wouldn't matter who we put out there. At the running back position, you have Chauncey Andrews, who returns, and Najon Burns, and we've got a slew of them. Keegan Simmons and Des Loins are young freshmen that we're really excited about. Dupree Jackson. I mean, the list there is pretty big.
Yes.
And, the competition's been fantastic. It's one of those things that you just never know. And at that position, you see it in the NFL all the time. Those guys get banged up or they need breathers, and to be able to have as many as we do and feel good about that you know, that just gives us peace of mind. You know, at the tight end position, we have Sham Graham and Alex Price is a freshman, young freshman that we feel good about right now, and Jensen Evans. You know, and at receiver, gosh, I don't even. There's just so many of them. You know, and, you know, it's been such a transition from what we've done to what we're doing. To see what these guys are able to accomplish just from spring and now, it's amazing. It really is. You know, with R.J. Sarr and Armand Pledge and D.J. Johnson, Trey Mosley. You know, we've got some young freshmen in there. We've got some transfers in there. It's just one of those things that you never know. You know, when you're getting ready to make that change, how that's going to go, because we've really not done that. I mean, really, and so to be able to fill in and be as deep as we feel we might be, you know, barring injury, we feel really good about where we're at with the wide receiver position. So, I don't think I left anybody out, but maybe throw Reeves Grogan in there as our fullback, you know, and so he's done a good job for us blocking and doing some things in the passing game and things like that. So, yeah, it's been interesting, and it's been enlightening, and it just has brought a renewed energy to everybody.
Sounds good on the offensive side. Now let's transition over to defense.
Very good.
Whoever you got out there, just throw them out.
Well, I mean, we got to start with you, right? I mean, you've been here the longest. I mean, and so, you know, I think that the strength of our defense will, you know, be in our front. I think that we have some very good players. Obviously, you've been playing inside for 4 years, and with the COVID year now as a graduate, you get the extra year, which we're extremely excited about. You know, Kyrie Lewis has put on some weight and some strength in the offseason to be our edge rusher. You know, you have Tyler Terrence. You have, well, who else do you have inside with you? You have Zach Franklin. You know, and so, you know, there's depth there that we're still trying to find, but I think with our first four and you know, with Jaden Curtis obviously coming back again and coming, you know, off an off-season back injury that seems to be healed up and has him ready to go. And so, you know, up front that we feel good there. We've got, you know, at the linebacker position with Harlan Plummer coming back and a transfer in Jagger Blueball, you know, we feel good about where those guys are out there. Those two guys are good football players, and they can cover a lot of ground. And, you know, Tremone Lias has been here for a while, and you know, Cameron Cooper's been here for a while, and Blaine Morris, you know, at the linebacker position. So we, you know, I think the more names that I can say, the better I'm starting to make myself feel. You know, you know, we feel confident in our first level players almost every year. You know, but what separates the, you know, the upper echelon teams from some of the mid-tier teams is depth, and I think right now our depth at those positions is really good. You know, and on the back end of it, in the secondary, you have Mason Ford, you have Zenon Hall, and Howard Horta, and Turner Ellis, you know, is making the transition from linebacker to safety. And then we're going to, you know, fill in with some new guys and some things like that, which we're still trying to find. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, saying all those names, and a lot of those guys are young. You know, they're going to be here for a while. And so a lot of them gained a lot of valuable experience last year on the back end out of necessity. We had some injuries in the back end last year, and those guys had to play. But this year it makes it a blessing because now they have a year's experience. They know how to prepare. They know what to look for week in, week out. And we feel much better about, you know, where we're going to be on the back end of our defense.
Okay, yes, sir, most definitely. Now let's transition over to special teams. Talk about just punters, kickers, holders.
Right.
All those.
You know, and you know, we return our kicker. You know, Ethan will be back, and we're excited about that. He's had a good year. Kale's coming back. And Luis Arveo is our long snapper who's been here for a couple years. And you know, it really starts with him, to be honest with you. You know, if we can get the ball to and not have to worry about where the snap's going and all those good things, we feel good about that. You know, one of our quarterbacks, Emilio, is projected to be our punter right now. And so, you know, we feel good. You know, at returning punts, we have Armand Pledge. He did it some last year for us. You know, all those young running backs, and then those guys will be our kick returners, and we feel good about where they are. And you know, a lot of feeling good right now. A lot of good energy in our locker room, and a lot of good energy when we go to practice, and we're getting better every day.
That's really good. I'm gonna finish it up with this question right here. As a coaching staff overall, just in the conference room, how are the expectations of the team just from fall camp to now? Just what do you guys feel the team will bring into the season?
Well, that's a good question. I think that, I think that right now we're really looking for our kids to continue to improve and continue to grow until we get to week one.
Yeah.
And I think that we're getting better every day, and that's one thing that's hard to do, and with some things being new, you'd like to think that you're going to have a day where you have a setback. And up to this point, I mean, we're how many practices in, we haven't had that setback. Our kids have showed up every day and every practice with good energy. We've tried to give them some, incentive things to work hard and to do things right. I think, we're very pleased with our team chemistry. Our older kids and our leaders are doing a fantastic job of leading the young kids and showing them how to practice and how to play hard and what's a good rep look like. And I think because of that, our young kids are getting better faster.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to go to our leadership, and obviously you're a big part of that, and we appreciate what all those leaders are doing right now for our football team.
Yep, that sounds great to me.
Yeah.
So thank you, Coach Hav, for doing this interview. Sit down with me. Benedictine right around the corner, August 27th, down at Benedictine.
Right.
But best of luck to you and the rest of the team, and hope you have a great season, Coach.
Well, best of luck to you, and I hope you have a great season.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.